Hello, and welcome back to the Spoiler Cast. And welcome to this second episode of the Halloween Spooktacular 2024! Woohoo!
I don't know.
My name is Tobias, and with me as always is my sister and spooky co-host, Rebecca.
Hello.
Hello! Yes, we didn't really do a Halloween intro for the Joker 2. But, we should do.
No, because it didn't really feel Halloween-y. It was just an intro to our theme.
Yeah, now we're in full swing into Halloween season, so
yes.
It feels more appropriate. And today we're talking about a proper Halloween-y movie. It even takes place around Halloween, so
Yes.
Yeah. We're talking about a sort of cult classic from 2015, right?
Yeah.
15. The found footage micro-budget horror movie Hell House LLC. Oh, yes. Written and directed by, what's his name? Stephen Cognetti. Starring Gore Abrams, Alice Balk, and Danny Bellini, and some other people. It's a found footage. Well, it's more of a mockumentary. A mockumentary, though, that is comprised of a lot of found footage.
And also some interview tapes segments and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. 5 years.
But I guess they're also, from the point of view of the camera specifically.
Yeah.
It's not like it's angles and shots and whatever.
No, it's interview segments, so it's very flat, very, very like you would do an interview. Yeah. 5 years after an unexplained malfunction causes the death of 15 tourgoers and staff on the opening night of a Halloween haunted house tour, a documentary crew travels back to the scene of the tragedy to find out what really happened. Yes. This was one of those movies that I'd heard about for quite some time. A lot of people mentioning it my top favorite found footage movies. Specifically, another YouTuber I enjoy called What the Horror. The YouTube channel is, I don't know exactly what her name is. It's What the Horror. She mentioned this in her list of 20 or 25 great found footage movies you might have missed. It's even so good that she mentioned the sequels as well, as sort of an honorable mention. So I was like, okay, at this point I've heard about it enough, I've seen pictures, I think I have to see it. And since we're doing clowns, and a lot of the imagery is about clowns, even though it's not a clown-centric movie, really. No. But a lot of the scares have to do with clowns, and all the scary pictures you see from the movie is of that one clown.
That clown, yeah.
So I thought, we'll do it. That gave us an excuse to watch it, because we both enjoy found footage movies.
Oh
yeah,
and horror in general.
Yeah, even though 80% of them are trash.
Yes,
but you gotta sift through the garbage to find the little nuggets. I would say this is a nugget. I would say.
Oh, really? We might disagree then.
Okay. Well, let's get into it then. What did you think of Hell House LLC?
I thought it was fine. It was a little bit messy, as in I could barely keep track of who's who and what's going on.
Sure.
Which definitely made it hard to watch, and I couldn't focus on, I couldn't relax enough to actually get scared sometimes, because wait, who got murdered? And stop and rewind and go, who are you? Well, who are you who got killed?
I can't say, the characters aren't very memorable, but I mean, it's a horror movie.
I don't even remember their names anymore.
No, exactly.
And I watched it yesterday.
But I recognize their faces and the relationships between the characters enough for that was that guy. Oh, okay, and I knew who that was, and I knew who that girl was.
I mean, the girl stood out a little bit in the beginning of the movie, at least.
Because she was the only girl, yeah, and she
exactly.
It's not really a spoiler, but she's the one who survives.
Is that her? I was like, is that the same girl?
Yeah, that's Diane, who gets interviewed in the beginning. Yeah.
Okay, cool, because I didn't realize that.
Okay, that's Diane.
I thought that was one of the survivors from the opening night.
No, she's the girl. She's the girl of the crew that sets up the Hell House.
Which is why her face is not scratched out on the cover of the
DVD,
movie, I guess,
or whatever, his poster. I don't think this did not have I don't think it had a theatrical release, so it's a DVD cover. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I recognized the curly-headed dude who was the guy who was always filming and being a little bit creepy because he was being creepy and he had a lot to do with the mystery, you know, towards closer to the end at least.
Yeah.
But I don't remember what his name was. No. Trevor? Carl? I don't know.
I don't know. The guy.
Curly-headed fuck.
you curly-headed fuck!
I think it was Paul, but I'm not sure. No, I don't know.
It's,
I don't even recognize them from their, like, headshot pictures.
No.
They look very different.
Yeah.
I like the concept, but it was a little bit too messy.
All right.
Like, I didn't even understand fully what happened. How did 15 people die?
Well, we don't really see that because, unlike a lot of found footage movies, this one, it still had that problem. But when it came to the footage we actually saw from the opening night when people died, they didn't film all the time. At some point, they stopped filming because, you wouldn't keep filming when you're trying to escape.
Oh, that's true.
So, we don't actually see what happened. But I think
you get to see a little bit more later on, obviously.
Yeah, we see a bit more, but we never see exactly what happened. And I think that adds to the mystery.
A little bit,
yeah.
But it also leaves it a bit too open-ended for me, and I don't like that.
Well, I haven't seen all the sequels yet, but we will discuss them on our Patreon-exclusive episode.
That's true. There's 3 sequels.
3 sequels, and we will discuss all of them. And another one coming next year, but
right.
Obviously won't do that
next year then, I guess.
Yeah. So keep a lookout, patreon.com/don'tmakescene, because I've only seen the second one so far, except for the first one. And I started watching the third one, I had to turn it off, because, spoiler for that discussion, it was garbage.
Sequels to cheap movies like these are rarely.
Yeah, but what I will say, I read up a little bit on them, and like I said, I saw the second one. The second one wasn't good either. But Stephen Cognetti is involved in all of them, and it seems like obviously a lot of what's going on in these movies. It's like the Paranormal Activity movies. They're coming up with backstories and lore as they keep making movies. But I do feel that either Stephen Cognetti, he's the writer and director of at least the first 4 movies. I don't know about the next one. He has some of the stuff laid out, and you do get more information as the story goes on. But yeah, that is in the later movies.
I accidentally started Spooky Astronauts Hell House video about all of them instead of just the first one. And yeah, I got that spoiled for me a little bit. That they all take place in the same spot, and they kind of explain each other eventually.
Yeah.
And only saw like a minute before I realized, this is not just about the first movie.
And the fourth one is Hell House LLC Origins, where I think they're going to reveal a lot more about the backstory of the place, the Abaddon Hotel, where all this takes place. Because what little we find out in this one, Jesus Christ, is that the previous owner might have been involved in some devil worship, and stuff went on here before these people died. There were guests disappearing.
Deaths before, basically.
And the owner of the hotel did hang himself as soon as people started poking around. That much we do get. That much information we get in the first movie. Yeah.
So what did you think of it? I didn't ask you.
It's not a masterpiece by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
But I thought it was competently made for a low budget, like, first time feature film director, and it was genuinely creepy. I mean, it's cheap scares.
Yes.
Cheap scares, like almost all found footage is. It's walking through dark corridors and what's going to be around the corner, and it's just like, that's not really, it's not fear that stays with you. It's no Exorcist. It's no Alien. The 2 fucking classics when it comes to horror that sticks with you, or fucking Rosemary's Baby or stuff like that. But that visceral. I don't want to look. Like hiding under your covers kind of creepy scares. I think it had.
Sure. I mean, it had some of the slower ones as well with the... Did that doll just move?
Yes, and sometimes not even. They actually didn't do it too bluntly. Sometimes it's so subtle that not even the characters are pointing it out. You have to notice it yourself.
Yeah.
And you're like, didn't that thing?
Didn't that look the other way?
It looked the other way, and it's like, no! And then you get that creepy feeling, like
nagging little feeling almost.
Something else is in the room with them. And even some of the more obvious scares were like, whoa, what the hell? Rewind the tape. I saw something. Even those are like, oh, when you actually see it, because it's that kind of fear where the same kind of scary feeling, like walking through like that's what this is, walking through a dark house that just has that scary feeling. That's why I like Ghost Adventure so much. Yes, I'm a ghost bro.
I love those kind of shows.
Yeah.
If they're well made, there's a Swedish one that's absolutely terrible. I hate it.
Yeah. I've seen some of the Swedish YouTube ghost hunters, and it's just like, oh. Yeah, some of them are okay, but for the most part,
some YouTubers are good. Like, I don't remember the name, but they're pretty famous for other shit. I think they started on Vine, and then they started doing like ghost hunt stuff.
Okay,
like, they're actually good.
Yeah, and it's that. And I know a lot of people, like with the Paranormal Activity movies, it's like, what am I supposed to be scared of? It's just a house.
Yeah.
And then, oh, there's a ghost here. Like, yeah. On a surface level, yeah, that's not scary. Because it's just, a door moved. Oh, no. How am I, what am I supposed to be scared of? But there it is more, we were talking about, it's the implication. Because, what moved that door?
Yeah. What? I think maybe it takes a bit of an imagination to be fair, be scared of that kind of stuff, and people who are just I was about to call them dumb or boring, but
impressionable
aren't as afraid of it, I guess.
Yeah.
If you don't get the like, oh shit, could that be, and you start thinking about all the worst scenarios, then you're not going to be scared. But if you do think of the worst scenarios, which I do, you get terrified.
Yes.
I hate these kind of movies, really.
Yeah. No, and I am a when it comes to ghosts and stuff like I would call myself an agnostic, so to speak, a paranormal agnostic. I want to believe, but I've never seen concrete proof. I mean, there are looks at the unexplainable, caught on video, blah blah blah.
Sure.
And as someone who kind of wants it to be real, it's like, that looks kind of real, and there's no one who can explain it. There's like, then that's kind of creepy.
Yeah,
but
a lot of it still looks edited, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, sure. But it is that implication, and especially this one when you know there's gonna be more than just ghosts. There's like demons and devil worshippers and stuff. And you're just like, oh, that clown just moved.
Yeah, I'm still unsure of like that big clown that kept moving spots. That was obviously possessed or something.
Yes.
And then the thing in the end that took the girl who was chained up.
Yeah.
That must have been a demon or something. There's no other explanation, really.
No. And it was enough for me to be like genuinely anxious as I was watching it.
Oh, yeah.
Although I also watched it at night in bed. You watched it, I guess, while working?
No. I did watch it at night on my computer, this setup here with only one light on because I didn't want too many lights on, but I can't watch in complete darkness. I absolutely cannot. I mean, I'm just now that we're talking about it, I'm getting a little bit anxious. Fuck, I'm going to have to sleep after this.
Yeah.
Shit. I'll find some funny things on YouTube first, I think.
Yeah, that's another thing. I always, if like it's starting to get kind of late, and I like, I really need to go to bed, and then I always get recommended on YouTube, specifically this channel called Chilling Scares, which has a lot of like,
I've seen that one.
Yeah, it's like creepy ring doorbell footage, or people who are stalked, and doing camping video stuff, and it's just like, I always click it, and like halfway through the video, I'm just like, why am I watching this right before trying to go to bed? Like, don't. And that's the kind of feeling.
I can watch it in the middle of the day. That's fine.
Yeah, sure.
But not before bed.
But I always I have to watch this now. And that was the kind
I even have like the added security of not being alone because I have a boyfriend and 2 cats.
Yeah. But that was the kind of feeling I got from this movie. I'm nervous, but I have to keep watching.
Yeah.
It was immersive enough that I was, the spell never broke for me. I was invested. It was good enough that I was completely invested the entire time.
I think the ending.
The ending, because then it kind of becomes more of a movie.
Yeah, but just that nee kind of ending just ruined it for me.
Yeah, it was a little
it didn't
much.
fit.
And that's usually the ending is kind of what ruins these movies. Because how do you end a movie like this?
30 seconds earlier, before she turned around, basically, and that would have been a better ending.
But then then the dummies would say, "What happened?"
We're not supposed to know. That's the scary part.
I want to know what happened.
Yeah, but you still don't know what happened. Really,
how did Han Solo get his name? It's those people.
Shut up.
So yes, the ending is not great, but up until the ending, you're like, oh.
I did like one of the details, the whole 2C thing. It was really cool.
Yeah. But then it's kind of...
I didn't even consider that.
No. Halfway through, I was starting to wonder, she's way too calm, and the fact that she seems to be mostly affected in the footage from the night, or from when they're there to set up the place. I was like, why did she...
Something's wrong with her,
she
obviously.
survived, huh? No one else? Something's going on here. But, yeah, I was sufficiently creeped out.
Yeah.
And it was good enough that I immediately started watching the second one, which was a problem because it was not good. Not good at all.
I avoided that until after this discussion.
Yes.
For a reason, because I would probably not be able to stop myself talking about it.
Yeah. I don't know. Are there any spoilers, really? I was like, we're going to wrap up already.
We've spoiled some of it.
Well,
already.
We've danced around some spoilers.
People die. Obviously.
People die, obviously, and in the trailer, there's clowns moving around, so,
Yeah.
We haven't really spoiled anything.
No. The one scary clown that was supposed to... That is, scary from the trailer... Spoilers, I guess. Turned out not to be one of the scary clowns.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any spoilers, really, because since we don't have, a big reveal anywhere in this movie, you can't really spoil it. You can spoil some jump scares, but you're not going to remember that specifically when you watch it.
True. But just because we're closing in on 20 minutes here, and then if we're going to continue the discussion, at least for a little while, this is going to be a shorter episode, I think.
Yes.
I get that feeling. But we'll say spoiler warning for now. Because we might bring up some stuff, especially towards the end, what happens towards the end of the movie. So if you really don't want anything spoiled, even though there's not much to spoil, turn off here, watch the movie, and then go back and finish this episode. Because of course you got to finish the episode. Click like, subscribe, leave a comment, of course, all that stuff.
All that.
Check us out on patreon.com/domagazine, of course.
Where the talk about the sequels will be. So
exactly. But for now, spoilers. You have been warned. Spoilers. Now, when they